Hello. Today I would like to talk to you about self-care and the importance of self-care and why you should be doing some self-care things for yourself. I'm a wife, a mother, and I work a full-time job as a victim advocate. I see some of the ugliest, horrible things that happen in our county. And my job is to hold the hand of a victim or a parent of someone who lost their child and explain to them the court process and what happens next and where they can go to get help. So my job is very stressful, which is why self-care is very important to me and in my life. So I need self-care because my job is stressful. Being a mother is stressful. Being a parent is very stressful. Being a wife is very stressful. So I have stress in my life everywhere. That's why self-care is important, and that's why I do self-care a lot. Well, I say a lot, not as much as I'd like, because if it was up to me, I would sit on my back porch and watch my kids play for hours by drinking a glass of wine. It doesn't happen that way, mostly because I play with my kids when we're outside. So, what is self-care? Self-care is something that you do for yourself, by yourself. If an activity doesn't require it to be by yourself, that's great, as long as it's something that you want to do. You have to take the time for yourself to be able to take better care of yourself. What would you do? It depends. What do you like to do? I personally like to get my nails done. That's something that I do for myself. I also get my hair done. It's a hot mess today because it's Friday and I overslept. Another thing that I do for myself is I work out. I don't do it very often by myself. I usually do it with my children, but it's still something that I do that's considered self-care. So what would you do for self-care? Take the time to write it down. Write down 3 things that you would like to do for yourself that are manageable. They don't have to be crazy, outrageous things, just 3 things that you can do for yourself. And try to do those 3 things at least weekly, if not monthly. That is a good start for self-care. That's how I started my self-care process, was I wrote them down, then I started doing them. And I made sure that I did them at least once a month to take care of myself, to give me that time to myself. Then write down 3 things that you would like to do that seem a little off-key. One thing that I like to do is to have a weekend away with my husband. That's part of my self-care. No kids, no responsibilities, no nothing. I send my kids to my parents' house. My husband and I, we go away. Sometimes we just go to the city. Sometimes we go to Dallas. But we just take a Friday night. We leave on a Friday night. We drive down. We spend the weekend. We come back. We pick up where we left off. That 48 hours to ourselves to be able to concentrate on our marriage and our love for each other, it does wonders. And that's a big self-care thing that we only maybe get to do once a year. But it's something that you need to write down so that you know in your mind that you need it for yourself so that you can work towards it. So you're going to do 3 things that you do weekly to monthly, and then 3 things that you're going to do yearly. So these are great ways to concentrate on yourself. So why do we need self-care? I can tell you from experience that before I learned about self-care and the importance of self-care, I was stressed to the max. I could not leave work at work. There were days that I picked my kids up from daycare that as soon as I saw them, I started crying and I hugged them forever. They had no idea why. They didn't know that Mommy had a bad day. They didn't know that Mommy witnessed something that cut her heart open. I mean, kids don't understand. So by doing self-care, I've learned to leave it at work. Not completely, because I'm still very attached to some of my victims that I deal with. But I've been able to be better about not taking it home and being Debbie Downer in front of my kids, so that I can go home and I can be mom and I can be wife and we can play and do, because I know that I have to take care of myself. So the importance of taking care of yourself is so that you can be a better parent. You can be a better wife. And for me, I can be a better advocate because I take the time that I need to take care of myself so that I don't get burnt out. So that when the phone rings, I don't growl or roll my eyes. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to do my job. I'm happy to be a mother. I'm happy to be a wife because I take the time to get my nails done. I take the time to go get my hair done. I take the time to sit out on my back porch and drink coffee if that's what's on my list for the day. So self-care is extremely important because self-care makes you a better person. So please take the time today to take care of yourself so that you can be better. Thank you.